Sonic Beats.
Hey, I'm Bo, and welcome to Bear Island. Another beautiful day where all the conversation is laid bare. As always, it is my pleasure, Peyton, as my co-pilot. Peyton, how you doing today?
Oh, I'm excited, Bo.
Ooh, I like the sounds
This is going to
of
be a
that.
good one. This is going to be a really good one. A lot of meaty, girthy conversation today.
Oh, I like girthy conversation.
A lot of girth today.
Oh, you're staying hydrated now,
Oh,
are
yeah.
you, too?
Oh, yeah. This is my blue water bottle, and there's nothing special about it. It's just a blue water bottle. And, we're trying to maintain the hydration a little bit. A little less soda pop.
God.
A little bit more water in this system.
That's pretty good, pretty good.
try
No, I
my
like
best,
it.
man.
I mean,
Do my
hey,
best.
man, it means you're locked and ready to go.
Oh, I'm focused today. I'm having a great day so far.
So I had to catch up with you a little bit. You had went and you'd saw the Flash movie
Yes.
first, and then basically, so we would have something to talk about. I went and seen the Flash movie.
Ooh.
So I went and seen the Flash movie too. And then we found out that we did have more to talk about.
Yeah. Yeah.
But well,
Yeah.
let's go ahead and kick this off. Since you saw it first, I'll give you first dibs on it. Like, what'd you think?
I liked it. That about sums up my opinion of the movie. Like, I'm going to be honest. I enjoyed it. I didn't think it was anything special. And not to mention, I'm also trying to do this better. I don't know why I feel the need to point this out, but before I go into movies nowadays, I try to read the reviews and see what everyone's take on it is before I go see it. But for this movie, I don't know why I went in completely blank. I had heard, like, in passing, some people didn't like it, some people did. So, that's really all I knew about this movie. And I watched it, and I mean, without really any internet influence at all, which I'm a little susceptible to. I enjoyed it, but I didn't think it was great by any means.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I liked it. It was enjoyable. I don't know if I'd recommend it in IMAX. Like, it was cool, but I don't know if I'd be like, you need to spend $20 a ticket on this movie. I don't know if it's worth that. But I mean, it's really that's about it for me.
So it's funny that you say that. You don't know if it was like worth price of admission.
No, I went completely blind.
I was actually just going to bring up that I thought ebbs and flows, definitely. Like, it wasn't like a solid movie all the way around. Had some things I really enjoyed, had some things I didn't enjoy, but I was going to say it is worth the price of admission, but I went and seen it at matinee prices. So it was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
it was like
Okay,
40% off.
Yeah, no, that's totally
So
fair.
I was like, I seen it on like a matinee on Tuesday.
Oh, nice.
And it was one of those things that I was like, I'll go check it out.
Yeah.
And theater is actually pretty popping for a Tuesday.
Right?
And it's like on Tuesdays they like have like cheaper popcorn and stuff like that.
That's the dream, man.
Yeah, no, and I was just like, I'll see it on a Stimulus Tuesday. I think that was what they used to call it back in the day. And I had fun. Again, as I said, ups and downs, worth the $11 ticket that I spent.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Worth about the $11 ticket I spent it in IMAX. And it was fine. Like, in saying that, like, there was some cool things conceptually that I was like, ooh, yeah, that's fun.
Oh, yeah.
But I will tell you this, in the same vein that we were talking about Into the Spider-Verse, the multiverse stuff is just, even if done well, it's kind of wearing thin
Already.
me.
And it hasn't even been around that long. It's been a
No,
fad
no,
for
no.
like 2-3 years now?
It's just like, I can understand the difference because, again, the nerd vein runs deep, And I can say, oh, well, this is DC, and this is how they're doing it. This is Marvel. This is how they're doing it. This is X show, and this is how they're doing it. But it's one of those things that I just would like to get back to the day of old Marvel, like Phase 1 and 2 Marvel,
Even
where
3. I mean, 3 was pretty. I mean, they didn't delve too much into.
Well, like even like it was extreme when like Guardians came in there, which was a good thing. But like it went out into space, and space was kind of cool, and you got to see other things. But then like multiverse, like I really am tired of seeing the same. Like honestly, this movie, without giving away spoilers, tries to do what the last Spider-Man movie did. And just wasn't nearly as successful.
Well, it actually reaches a different outcome, though, which was really interesting. And without giving anything away, it just they approach the story differently. They approach how you should treat the multiverse a lot differently, I think.
Yeah.
And if we both seen both movies, I think you know what I'm talking about with maybe acceptance and graciously or non-graciously treating the multiverse and how things should go. I mean, The Flash kind of had canon events. It was that was probably the coolest part for me, was like comparing how The Flash handled it in Spider-Man.
Yeah,
that
honestly,
was pretty cool.
The Flash would have been a much better movie with a whole lot less Flash.
Yeah.
Like I can only handle so much Flash in the movie, and again, there was some really good stuff in that. There were some really good performances, and if you like this particular brand of Flash, you should really like this movie.
Yeah,
but if you don't,
you get a lot of it.
It's going to be a grind for you. It is going to be absolutely a grind.
Well, another problem I had with it, and I try my best when I watch things to separate the art from the artist, because you don't know the actors ever. You don't know their. I mean, 100%. You always do. You have to do it in everything you watch. To appreciate art. God, it took me a lot to get over Ezra Miller. Like it really did, because like it's just that guy sucks. Ezra Miller blows, and maybe, by God, maybe he's on his road to recovery. maybe he's turned his life around for all I know, but man, he's done some very messed up things, and it's very difficult to. It was just hard, because I feel like Ezra Miller is not that different from Barry Allen, and so it was just. I was like, God, I don't like this guy. I don't like him.
No, it was for me. It's one of those things though that like. I came in this movie with zero expectations, and I allowed myself to have a good time with some very fun moments. But right now, I'm so disenchanted with, like, The Flash came out. I go, I'll see it at a Tuesday matinee after opening weekend. Yeah, because honestly, like, with DC, like, I am not interested in anything DC's providing.
Right.
Once they fired Henry Cavill, and they're basically going to make a new Superman, and essentially the Flash that we just got is not coming back.
No.
They're not getting any kind of continuation, and then they want you to get jacked up for Blue Beetle. And I go, I'm much more jacked up for the next season of Cobra Kai. Like, that's what I want to see that guy in there. I don't want to watch Blue Beetle. I mean, that movie looks like blue poopy. So and and then like another thing about it is like Marvel has shows coming out and things coming out, and I could care less at this moment.
So on that point, that new Secret Invasion show doesn't intrigue you at all?
No, that looks like dog.
See, I watched the trailer and I don't know, man. I'm hoping that like I watch, that will be something I look at reviews for.
If Blue Beetle looked like poopy, Secret Invasion just was a whole. It was like that pile in Jurassic Park, like where they go digging in there looking for the plant what made the dinosaur sick. It's that big pile of poopy. Secret Wars looks like trash, bro.
See, I liked that it had a little bit. It looked like they were trying to make it darker.
Hey,
and I'm open to that.
I'm going to tell you that they're going to make it look a lot of ways, but
Yeah.
what they can't not do is make it not look like poopy. And what they also cannot do is if you're expecting some kind of intrigue or some kind of like, ooh, moment on this show, like you're not going to get it. I'm just going to let you. I'm just going to let you know. I'm just going to let you know. The Disney Marvel shows have a history of just being craptacular. And this one doesn't even have like anything that I'm interested in. Like I would be interested in like the Secret Invasion if like it was actually not a Disney Plus show and it didn't look like big old poopy.
I don't know. I'm willing to give it the benefit of the doubt only because I thought it looked cool.
See, I gave Marvel the benefit of the doubt for like the last few years, and it has been disappointing.
I'm definitely easier to persuade. I think in my constant hunt for new experiences and new storytelling, and I'm hoping that Marvel isn't dragging me in like they did with Poop Night. Or Moon Knight, as some people would call it.
No, it's Poop Night.
And I hated that show.
Because it was trash. It was trash.
But on a different point, something else we could potentially delve more into. For one, I don't know how anybody else feels. I know how you feel about it. I'm pretty jacked to see what James Gunn can do with DC. James Gunn's 4 for 4 with me. 5 for 5. With me on superhero stuff, with the 3 Guardians movies. Guardians Christmas special, actually. I love that thing. I love the Suicide Squad movie he made and Peacemaker. Like he's 6 for 6, and I kind of want to see what he can do. I have hopes for that. I would like your thoughts.
Oh, I'm on the camp of he's going to need to impress me beyond belief.
Oh, of course.
Because I was not a fan of him firing Henry Cavill. That guy embodied Superman.
He's so good.
He is my Superman.
So
Henry Cavill, you're the man. Like that's my guy. That's my guy.
That I can't contest
yeah,
with you.
No.
Like, Henry Cavill is the man.
No,
I
Henry Cavill is
that.
the man. And it's just you're not going to get anybody to embody it that well. And the fact that this DC was messing around with multiversing and messing around with the thought that it's like a soft reboot and some people may come back. Man, you should have brought back Henry Cavill. That's all I'm going to say about that. First of all, can I? Jeez, I know you're clamoring.
I'm so jacked about this topic, and I don't know why.
But I'm just saying, like, so first off, Square One is totally off on the wrong foot, and not to mention, like, DC's been putting out some stinky turds, and I just don't like. They're going to have to like super impress me because he's doing his own Batman. He's doing his own. He's gonna do his own Batman too, and the things that they have lined up, like when DC did their big reveal, like. Ooh,
here's our slate. Here's our slate. Phase 1.
Well, they're like, hey guys, get excited for this cool DC slate, but you have to walk through a bunch of shit to get there because we got Poop Beetle, we got Poop Kazam, Aqua Poop, and Poopy Flash. And now again, Flash is all right, but like I'm not like jacked for these movies because I know like it's part of a cinematic universe that is gone, and like there were some things about that cinematic universe that I really enjoyed, and Henry Cavill was one of them. That was an A+. Like it's just like Wonder Woman was an A+ casting. I like the Ben Affleck Batman.
I really like.
The Ben, especially.
I agree.
He's in the Flash, and he's one of the best parts of the movie, and he's in there for like 5 minutes, barely in the movie. And like Wonder Woman, Batman, Superman, like I think they nailed these things. Aquaman was pretty good. It's just they had terrible writing. They put the Justice League together too quickly, and they tried to rush something that took Marvel years to do, and of course they stumbled and fall.
I have a hot take.
And I think right now they're so behind that they would have to do something like, and it's going to take multiple movies. It's not like I'm gonna. It's not like I'm gonna watch the new Superman come out and be like, you know what, that was pretty good, and be like, all right, I'm automatically into what DC's doing, because James Gunn can't write every single DC movie.
Nope. No,
and that's gonna be a factor, and that's gonna play in, and not to mention the other stuff like the Todd Phillips Joker sequel. That has nothing to do with James Gunn.
No, it does
not. The next Twilight Batman, that has nothing to do with James Gunn.
That is a great
And then
movie.
they're going to hire we're going to get 2 movies with that vampire as Batman, which he's the most emo Bruce Wayne, but I don't mind his Batman.
So good.
And so we're going to get 2 movies with him, and then they're going, oh, wait. Yeah, we're going to also do a different Batman. And
that's going to be interesting to see how they balance that.
Hey, guys, this isn't a part of the cinematic universe, although we want you to see it as if it was.
Well, they can have their cake and eat it too, though, with that, I think.
Obviously, they can't, because they've done a terrible job with it.
Well, I mean, they're labeling it. James Gunn said they were going to label everything that was canon. They would make it very clear what was canon, what wasn't. And which, like, I think that, and
yeah, but who has time for that?
And honestly, they're actually waiting. I mean, that Superman movie's not going to come out till 2025. I think that he is actually taking some time to reset. Like, yeah, he sold.
No, this is what
he upsold the other DC movies, but he had.
This is what's good. This is what needs to happen. James Gunn, do not release the movies you have coming up. Shelve Blue Beetle like you did Batgirl. Shelve Aquaman like you did Batgirl. Write it off, big old tax write-off, and then wait a few years to release Superman. Because I'm telling you, it is a bad time, and they are going into these movies with a lot of bad juju. And if they release 2 more stinkers, then I guarantee you DC could dig itself in a hole. It has a bad time digging out.
I get what they're doing right now, though. I mean, they're just trying to make a profit off of what they've already made.
No,
and I think they're just basically releasing them for the heck of it. Like, they're not canon. Nobody is going to care about that. I think that
exactly. No one's going to care about it, dude. If you just saw, they lost more money in the Flash releasing it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like it only made like $40 million over the weekend. Like, and that's the thing. So usually the saying is, if you say you have a $250 million movie or $200 million movie, usually you're going to spend about the equivalent, anywhere from 150 to 200 million on marketing.
Mm-hmm.
So even if you say you spent $100 million on marketing and you cut some costs there, well, that means you still are staring down the barrel at a $350 million movie. And by the way, in America, the box office cut it in half because the studios get that, because the theater owners get the other amount. But overseas, it's even a bigger portion. It's like 2/3.
Really?
So you're like, yeah, you have to take the overseas box office and you have to cut it like 60% difference. And so essentially, like the Little Mermaid movie that came out is technically a flop, and it flopped hard because it's only going to make like $400 and some million, and it needed like $800 million or $750 million to break even. So that's hundreds of millions of dollars lost for releasing something. That's what they did for the Batgirl. They just took all of the money that they put into Batgirl and they just wrote it off. And they couldn't write off the Flash.
You persuaded me.
They couldn't write off the Flash just because the Flash had so many reshoots and been redone 15 million times that it was, the budget in there was probably more than what they're saying that it is. I guarantee you.
Oh, yeah.
I guarantee you.
Yeah.
And the fact that movie came in so terribly low, like, that's a disaster. It is a disaster what that did this weekend.
It's very sad.
Now, I'm not saying it deserves it.
No. You definitely throw that on if there's nothing else on TV and like throw it on in the
no.
background.
Honestly,
sort of
though,
thing.
I could see myself in a few years if that was like popping up on Netflix or Max or whatever the TV, and I was bored and I'm just scrolling through things. Like, I wouldn't watch the entire movie, but I would like,
flip through it a little
flip
bit,
through it a little bit. You know, maybe fall asleep to it. I don't know. Like,
So this isn't really a spoiler, but I gotta ask you: have you seen the memes about Flash putting a baby in the microwave?
yes.
I thought that was rather funny. Apparently, people didn't like it. I discovered this after I saw the movie, by the way. But yeah, people were really dogging on it because of that one scene. Like, they were really like, this movie's a joke, and I was like, I thought it was funny.
I thought, well, see, that's the thing about it is I watched the first part of that movie because it's in the very beginning.
Yeah.
And I actually didn't hate that scene.
No.
I thought it was actually a funny, like a fun scene. I thought it was all fun. Actually, I think the first 10 minutes of that movie,
That was a lot of fun.
it was like some of the best that movie gets. Like, it's like the
Yeah.
first 10 minutes of that movie and then the last 40 minutes of the movie. And then
You're right.
and
no,
that's-
you're totally
and
right.
that's yeah, exactly it. So the first 10 minutes, the last 40 minutes,
That's
and
the
then
peak.
and that's the movie. That's the movie. You just have to deal with a whole lot of Flash in the middle there, and it's
No. You don't deal with a lot of Flash. You deal with a lot of Barry Allen.
You deal with a lot
of Barry Allen.
a lot of Ezra Miller. That's what you deal with.
And that's the thing. I don't think Ezra Miller is Barry Allen, and it's just Ezra Miller kind of being Ezra Miller. And I wasn't too huge of a fan of that.
It's
but,
kind of creepy.
whole
lot creepy.
Anyway, that was fun.
Yeah, sure. But anyway, like, just yeah, that's the state of how I feel about that movie and then the DC slate going forward and kind of Marvel stuff going forward. You know, the only Marvel movie that I'm actually looking forward to?
Deadpool 3.
Deadpool 3. I think
that even a question?
I think
Is
between
that
Ryan
even-
Reynolds and the man himself, Hugh Jackman, I
The
think
man. Not
I
a
think-
man. The man.
the man, Hugh
Yes.
Jackman. I'm
Jackman.
actually pretty excited about that. But that's the kind of stuff that the studios need to do, like, to get us like super jacked. And like, again, no one's getting jacked for Blue Beetle. No one's getting jacked for the Flash that just came out. No one's getting jacked for, like, no one got super jacked when Harley Quinn came out. And you're like, really, DC? Like, really?
No. Well, that's the thing is, it really, I think the reason I'm so excited is because James Gunn said one of the greatest things that you could ever say to me personally on YouTube. He said, storytelling is king. And I just, like, internally, I just exploded with happiness to hear that. Because it's like, you don't hear that anymore. You don't hear, Disney talk about how they want to make Star Wars stories, like they're like, oh, we got this, and this, and this, and they just kind of rush it all. And like one of them will be good every 2 years. James Gunn is talking about
You're giving him too much credit.
storytelling. And no, because I think he has a great track record, and I really
No,
think
I meant Disney. Like, I
oh
wasn't
yeah,
talking
no,
about
you're right.
Disney.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. No, every 4 years. And I want to see what he can do, and I'm going to get my hopes up. I'm ready to be disappointed. It's like being a Detroit Lions fan.
Oh
It's
my
like-
gosh. All right. And with that, we're going to move on. We'll be back.